Hello and welcome to this very special conversation on day one of the IPL with the Kolkata Knight Riders star Varun Chakaravarthy. Varun, based on his IPL performances, made the Indian team. We have seen how impressive Varun has been for the Kolkata Knight Riders in the past season. He was retained by the Kolkata Knight Riders based on his performances, and clearly going into this match against Chennai, Varun will be one of the trump cards as far as the Kolkata Knight Riders are concerned. Joining me today, as I said, Varun Chakaravarthy. My first question to you, Varun, firstly, welcome. My question to you, how did it feel when you got to know or you were told that you were being retained by KKR? Because this clearly, the top four, the best four of a franchise being retained by them, how did it feel in your case to be retained by KKR?
It's a great feeling to be retained by KKR because when Venki sir spoke to me and we had a long chat about it, and even with the coach and Abhishek Nair also. So it was a great feeling for me for being retained, and for them to have faith in me, and I feel very obliged, and I feel like I have to repay them by more success and more wickets.
Varun, clearly, you in the auction, if I go and take a look at the auction, KKR was managed to get their core back. KKR managed to get most of their players, be it Nitish Rana, for example. You got your core back, Shivam Mavi, for example. But you also have a number of fresh faces. Pat Cummins is back. What is your take? I would want to ask, overall looks to me to be a very good squad with plenty of depth. What is your take on the squad of 22? And clearly you guys have now been together for a while. You have played a few practice games also. Your thoughts, Varun, on the squad of 22 that the Kolkata Knight Riders have been able to assemble?
The squad of 2022 is very interesting because the amount of domestic talent we have recruited this time, and the way they have played till now in the practice matches, just amazing, and they are dangerously talented, all of them, and I hope they get going and they prove to the world just like Venkatesh.
Varun, it is very interesting that the IPL, ultimately it's the Indian Premier League. Finally we get it back in India with 25% fans also for a start. Thankfully, COVID is seemingly under control. Curbs have been lifted. The IPL is back on home soil. Television consumption will be at a premium. 2 new teams, but most importantly, fans back in the stands to cheer you all and support you all. What does it feel like, for someone like you to be playing back on home soil and the IPL back in India? And the added question, perhaps the only thing that we Bengalis will miss is Kolkata Knight Riders not at the Eden Gardens. So maybe next season, your thoughts on that, please.
It's great that IPL is back in India, and last 2 years we have been in the other countries, and so this time playing in India will be definitely will cheer up all the people and cheer up the players also. And but I'm definitely sad that we are not getting to play in Kolkata. But I hope that soon we start playing in Kolkata the next season.
Varun, the first match of the IPL is always the big one. You build it up, the crescendo, the climax, kind of so many days of wait for the tournament that everybody loves. And this is a repeat of last year's final. Kolkata Knight Riders versus the Chennai Super Kings. One of the most classic rivalries of the IPL. Multiple times you guys have played in playoffs. So clearly one of those high build, high pressure, highly anticipated games against one of the best teams. MS has given up captaincy. So playing against CSK in the first game of the IPL, your thoughts on a repeat of last year's final, almost an IPL classic this one. Varun Chakaravarthy, your thoughts?
Definitely CSK is a champion side, and it'll be a great contest. The first match itself, it will be great for the fans and great for the IPL also. So it's a great match to watch out for and support for KKR.
Varun, you clearly, Kolkata Knight Riders has also been able to retain the core of their support staff, be it Baz McCullum, be it some of the others. The core remains intact, but one very critical addition and a very important addition, I will say, a tactical addition, is Bharat Arun, the bowling coach. One of the best, according to me, a very close friend of mine. Bharat Arun has been associated with the Indian team for several years in the past, has helped India become a bowling powerhouse. A lot of people credit Bharat for having assembled the current crop of bowlers who are doing so well for India at the international level. You have also played with Bharat during the last World Cup. Your thoughts on Bharat, Arun, as bowling coach of KKR, and how important Bharat can be for your setup?
Definitely this time our bowling coach is Bharat Arun, and I've interacted with him in the World Cup, and he's very tactical, and the amount of experience he has and the amount of time he's worked with the Indian team, it's amazing to have a person like that in this setup.
And lastly, you have already touched upon this point, Varun, that unfortunately this year you are not going to be playing at the Eden Gardens in front of us Bengalis. So the Bengali Rasgulla and the Bengali Mishti will desert you when you win Man of the Match awards. But at some point, I am hoping, fingers crossed, next year you will be back at the Eden Gardens. So a message for your fans in Kolkata and in Bengal who will be missing Varun Chakaravarthy and KKR for this particular year. Varun, your thoughts for your fans?
Yeah, as I said, we would have loved to play in Eden Gardens, and that's our home, and that's where our den is. So I'm sure that we'll be coming next year there. So till then, keep cheering for us, and we will make you proud.